We're going to start with some yoga. Let's go ahead and get centered. Sitting tall, please. We'll make it together. That's the good news. So as you sit tall, feel the base of the body on the ground. Feel the spine growing out of that base. Your shoulders branch off the spine. Your arms hang heavy next to you. And then your head balances on the top of the spine. Feel that structural support. The earth, the base of the body, the spine, the shoulders, the head balancing on it. Become aware of all the muscles and ligaments and soft tissues that bind these parts of the body together. And of course, there's the internal organs in their individual and collective functions. There's the skin, which encases all of that. There's the sensation on the skin, the pressure of the body against the floor, the feeling of clothing on the surface of the skin, the temperature of the air on the skin, the points of contact your body makes with itself. All of these experiences, all of this support, connectivity, function, feeling, drawing you to this moment. And of course, in this body, the body is moving. It's moving with your breath. There's this sense of expansion as you inhale, the sense of contraction or relaxation as you exhale. But with that movement, still feeling a core steadiness. Just a few more moments in this presence. The body, the breath, helping to ground our minds out of wherever we've come from, to be here right now in this experience. And we'll begin our practice in service of this experience. So taking a deeper, fuller breath, please bring your palms together and lower the heart, or the chin, sorry, toward the heart. And just honor yourself as you are in this moment. Of course, the body, your breath, your energetic state, and your state of mind. When you're ready, go ahead and rub the palms together, creating heat. Bring those warm palms over your eyes and brushing over the top of your head, down your neck, bringing yourself back to the space around you. And let's begin on hands and knees tonight. So if you're using any props, just setting them off to the side, and we'll come on to fours. Bring your hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees beneath the hips, or a little bit further back. And we'll start with some gentle movement. So with your inhale, go ahead and look forward, feel the tailbone lift behind you. And as you exhale, go ahead and extend back into child's pose, seat to the heels, forehead to the floor. Then inhale, float back up to hands and knees. Then exhale again, child's pose. And let's just keep moving between these two postures for a few more rounds. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, releasing back. Just starting to feel what's here in the body with us tonight. Maybe there's some tension along the spine. Maybe you feel it in your shoulders, your hips. Good. So we're going to add on to this movement. We'll add downward facing dog. So inhaling the hands and knees, curl the toes under, lift the hips into the air, downward facing dog. We're going to keep moving for now. Inhale, float back down onto hands and knees gently, looking forward. Then exhale, release the feet, child's pose. Let's keep going. Inhale up to hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog, lifting the hips. Exhale, float down onto hands and knees. And exhale again, child's pose. Moving between these three postures on the flow of your breath. We're always inhaling to hands and knees, then exhaling to down dog or child's pose, alternating between the two. Warming up this body, the legs, the arms, the shoulders, the core. Building some heat, maybe. So it's kind of warm out where I'm at, so it might be hot already. Either way, there'll be heat. Moving with the breath. And as we do these last few rounds, make sure you come into the full expression of each pose before transitioning to the next, especially hands and knees. The heart looks forward, the tailbone lifts. Then you transition. One more time. And so take your time getting there, but the next time that you land in downward facing dog, please stay in the pose. And you might want to walk the dog out a bit when you get there, pressing a heel to the floor and bending the opposite knee. You also want to feel some length in your spine, so feel the hip bones reaching toward the sky behind you. Breathe. Good. All right, so with your next inhale, carefully float back down onto hands and knees. With your exhale, you're going to bend your elbows in towards your waist, bringing your heart down between the thumbs and releasing the hips back, coming onto your belly. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Feeling the pelvis ground into the floor, lift the head, chest, and legs, locust pose. And exhale, release down. I'll have you curl the toes under. Please push the floor forward as you push up to hands and knees and lift back up into downward facing dog. Good, so we're gonna do that little flow again. Inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, chest press, bend the elbows in toward your waist. Bring the heart down, release the hips back, hands are under the shoulders. Ground the pelvis, inhale, lift the head, chest, and legs. Locust. Exhale, gently float down. Curl the toes under. Push up to hands and knees. Lift the hips into the air, downward facing dog. And we'll do that a few more times. Hands and knees, inhale. Exhale, chest press. Release the hips. Ground the pelvis, lift the head, chest, and legs. Exhale down, curling the toes under, pushing up and back, downward dog. Again, hands and knees. Chest press. Release the hips. Locust rise. And down. Curl the toes under, push up and back. One more time through this little flow here. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, chest press. Hips back. Locust. Good. Release down. Curl the toes under. Downward facing dog, pushing up to hands and knees and lifting back. Good job. Taking an adjusting breath here in down dog. And then float down onto hands and knees again. This time, release the feet, go back to child's pose. And sweep your arms down by your sides, palms face up, coming into folding child. Good, so from here, we'll work with hero's pose. So with your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, lift up onto the knees into a kneeling position, reach the arms up and overhead, Feel the chest turning toward the ceiling. As you exhale, sweep the arms out to the side and release back down into this folded child. Let's do that again. Inhale, hero's pose. Arms out to the side, lifting up onto the knees, reaching the arms up and even back a little bit. And then exhale, slowly release back down. Let's do a few more times. Inhale, lifting up to hero's pose. Reach and release. Inhale, rising up. Nice strong back here. Take your time with that exhale as you release down too. Don't collapse. Use the strength of that back to get down. Inhale back up. And down. Let's do 2 more for now. We might come back to it later. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, release down. Last one. And exhale, release to folding child. Stay here for a breath or two. Good. All right. So from here, go ahead and roll up to a seat. Bring your palms to your heart. And if you can, lift up onto your knees and step to standing. If you can, no hands. Give it a try. All right. So doing a bit more to get our bodies nice and warmed up, we'll play around with Warrior 2. So step to the top of your mat, whatever direction that is for you. Have the feet about hip distance apart. And then take your right foot way back. The back foot is flat on the floor, toes pointing directly out to the side, and the front heel lines up with the center of the back arch. That's our goal here. Now go ahead and bring your hands onto your hips. The right hip is coming back slightly. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, bend your left knee toward its own middle toe. And we go pretty deep here. Good. Inhale, come back up. Now, if you bend the knee and you come down and your knee goes beyond the ankle, you want to widen your stance. You want to take the back foot back even further, okay? So let's try that again. Exhale, sinking in. Inhale, coming back up. Just moving dynamically in and out of this posture. It's good to let our bodies know where we're going before we get there. Just courtesy, you know? Exhale, sinking in. Inhale, coming back up. Good. 2 more times. Sinking in, lifting up. Then sink in. Let's just hold for a few breaths. And for those few breaths, I'll have you extend your arms out to the sides and turn the palms toward the ceiling. This compresses the shoulders away from your ears, making it almost impossible to create tension in the shoulders. But keep the front knee bending. Good. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Then exhale, release the arms. So there's 2 options to prep for the other side. You could step your right foot forward and your left foot back, or you can just change the angles of the feet, whatever works for you. Either way, the right foot is forward, the left foot is back, toes pointing again directly out, and the front heel lining up with the center of the back arch. Hands on the hips. Let's find out what the side feels like. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, bend the right knee toward its own middle toe, and then come back up. Now, again, if the front knee goes beyond the ankle, you want to widen your stance, taking the back foot back a little bit further. But keep going in and out. Straighten the leg, inhale, sinking back in, exhale. You might feel a stretch in the hips here, as well as some activation in this front leg. Exhale, sinking in. Inhale, straighten the leg. We'll do 2 more for now. Y'all know we're coming back for it later. And as you sink in this last time, go ahead and stay. And for these few breaths, extend the arms out and turn the palms toward the ceiling. looking out beyond your front fingertips, and breathe. Good. Inhale, straighten the leg, and exhale, release the arms. Good. Take a moment to adjust. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to come into a wide leg stance facing what would be the side of your mat probably. So I'm just going to turn my right toes parallel with my left toes. So just pointing directly that way. You might have to change your space a little bit to make sure you're somewhere that's conducive to forward folding eventually. And also you might have to narrow your stance. The warrior two stance is really, really wide. And usually when we do wide leg forward folding like this, it's probably not good to have the legs that wide apart, okay? But have the feet parallel. If anything, the toes are pointing toward each other slightly, pigeon toeing. This will give you more access to your lower back and to your hamstrings as well. So with your inhale, sweep the arms out to the side or reach up. With your exhale, hinge from the hips and swan dive forward and down over the legs. With your inhale, reverse that. Sweep the arms up to the side with a strong back, lift right back up, and we're gonna go right back down. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way back up. And we'll just do this a few more times, warming up the lower back a bit more, getting the shoulders involved. And of course, as we come down, there's this powerful stretch in the back of the legs. It's okay if the knees are just a little bit bent here. Let's do two more. And the next time you come back up to standing, stay tall, release the arms. Good. All right, so this time we're gonna keep the legs wide, but we're gonna change the angles of the feet. So instead of pointing forward, we'll have you take the toes out to the sides about 45 degrees, so you can bend the knees a bit easier, because we're gonna come into a squat here in a moment. Actually, we'll do it right now. Bring your hands onto your hips and work the shoulder blades together at the back. Bring the elbows toward one another behind you. This just helps to keep the spine tall and the heart lifting. And then bend your knees out toward their toes, okay? And then come back up. And then exhale, sink back in. And inhale, lift. 3 more times. Just get into the hips here a little bit. Let's hold this last one for about 3 breaths. So go ahead and sink on in. I'll intuitively know when we're all there and I'll start the counter. Breathe. One more breath. And then go ahead and straighten the legs. Inhale. Good. So we're going to come back into that squat here in just a moment, but we're going to add some movement to the exercise first. So go ahead and just drop your arms down in front of you. And then you're going to cross your arms in front of you, lift them up, sweep the arms back, and then bring them back down again. And then cross the arms, bring them up, sweep them back, and bring them down again, making this big windmill with the arms. Good. Crossing forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Cross forward, up, back, and down. Feeling the full range of movement of the shoulder joints here. You can even make this a bit dramatic, especially just come forward, really round the back, and then really open the chest. Good, now keep the shoulders, or the arms, I should say, windmilling, and bend the knees into the squat. Try not to slap your thighs. Moving around these shoulders, strengthening these hips and legs. Keep the knees bending. We're almost done. 3, 2. One more big windmill. And then exhale, straighten the legs and release the arms. Take an adjusting breath. So we did the arms forward, up, back, and down. We have to go the other way. So this time it'll be arms back, up, forward, cross, and down. Back, up, forward, cross, down. Go ahead and join me if you haven't already. Back, up, forward, cross, down. Back, up, forward, cross, down. Moving the shoulders in their full range of motion. Back, up, forward, cross, down. And again, you can make it dramatic with the shoulders, really rounding the back, really opening the heart. Now keep those shoulders moving, keep the arms windmilling. And we're gonna go ahead and bend the knees, drop down into your squat. Back up, forward cross down, back up, forward cross down. And go for just a little bit longer. Try to keep the knees bending if you can. It's okay if the arms start to get a bit heavier. We are fatiguing the shoulders a little bit, or maybe a lot of it. We're fatiguing the shoulders. Good, one more big windmill, back and up. And then as the arms come down, straighten the legs and feel sensation. Might be in your shoulders, it might be your arms, it might be the front of the chest, it might be the upper back, it might be the hips, because we also did something with those. Good. Now, before we move on from a wide leg stance, we'll do one last exercise here. And to do this, we're actually going to bring the feet back into the parallel position. So point the toes forward. Again, you can pigeon toe a little bit here as well if you'd like to. And allow the left hand just to relax down onto the left leg. And then sweep the right arm out to the side and turn the palm toward the ceiling. With your next inhale, reach that right arm up and arc as far over as you can. With your exhale, zip back up the spine to a tall spine. Good. Inhale, reach up and over again. Big length on the right side. And exhale, come back up. We'll do 3 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, return. Reach. And return. Last one, and we'll hold it for 3 breaths. Reaching up and over, going as far as you can. Now it's normal here for the top shoulder to round downward. Roll it back open as if you're trying to open the heart toward the ceiling. Keep reaching through the right fingertips. One more breath. Good, and then go ahead and come back up. So it might feel like the right shoulder is like really high right now. So we're gonna work to balance that out by doing the other side. So please bring your right hand down onto your thigh. Your left arm extends out, turn the palm toward the ceiling, and then inhale, reach the left arm up and over, reach. And then exhale, zip up the spine, come back to a tall posture. Inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, return, and we'll do 3 more, 5 times total. Reach up and over. Exhale, return. Reach. And return. So on this last one again, we'll hold. So reach up and over and stay. Roll the left shoulder back, reach to those left fingertips. Big length on the left side. Good, then go ahead and come back up. And feel. Good job. So whichever direction is the front of your mat, go ahead and turn your toes that way and step forward, standing. Now we'll do a sun salutation here in a moment, but before we do, I'd just like us to come into a symmetrical forward bend. So just go ahead and hinge at the hips and fold over the legs, standing forward fold. You can bend the knees gently here, just allowing the upper body to fold down over the thighs, releasing the head, neck, shoulders, and arms. And just breathing into this fold, feeling that stretch along the back body. It includes the lower back, the mid back. You might feel it in the shoulders, but definitely the backs of your legs you'll feel. Good, all right. So when you're ready, go ahead and sweep your arms out to the side with a strong back. Lift yourself all the way up to standing and release the arms on down. So now we'll move into our sun salutation where we'll revisit some of the postures we've already done, including Warrior 2, and also that chest press flow that we did earlier. So I hope you like that one because it's coming back. So standing tall at the top of your mat, please bring your palms together at your heart. Close the eyes for just a second before we move and find your breath. Dropping down out of the mind, come into the body. Be aware of the inhale, be aware of the exhale. Be aware of the inhale, be aware of the exhale. And to the best of our ability, we'll try to move with the breath, allowing the inhale and exhale to be motivators for each movement. So you're moving as long as you're breathing, and you're breathing as long as you're moving. Try not to hold the breath if you can. Of course, if what I'm instructing is with the breath feels like it's too quick, you can slow it down if you need to. So with your next inhale, please sweep your arms down, back, and up, reaching overhead. And with your exhale, just swan dive, fold forward and down. Please press palms to shins, bring your heart parallel to the floor, looking down at the ground. And then exhale, fold down. And step your step your right foot way back. Bring the back foot flat to the floor, prepping for Warrior 2. Now bend the left knee deeply here and sweep the right arm forward and up, pinwheeling yourself up into Warrior 2, arms extending out over the legs, and sink into that front leg. We're going to stay for a couple of breaths just to feel it again. Good, then take a deep breath in. Then exhale, swim forward. Bring the hands down next to the front foot and step back to downward facing dog. Good. Now from here, gently float down onto hands and knees. Do a chest press. Bring the heart down between the thumbs. Release the hips back, hands under the shoulders. Ground the pelvis, lift the head, chest, and legs, locust pose. And exhale, release. Curl the toes under. Push up to hands and knees. And lift the hips coming into downward facing dog. Good. So in down dog, lift the right leg high into the air behind you. With your exhale, swing or carry step the right foot between the hands. Help it forward if you need to. The back foot turns flat to the floor, toes pointing out to the side. Bend your right knee deeply. This time the left arm leads you. Sweep it forward and pinwheel yourself up into Warrior 2 on this side. Again, we'll stay for a couple of breaths. Good. Take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, swim forward and step the back foot forward, coming into the standing forward fold. Pressing palms to shins, come halfway up. And exhale, fold down. Sweep the arms out to the side. Inhale, come all the way up. And then return the palms to the heart. So that was one time. Let's do a few more, okay? Inhale, sweep the arms down, back, and up again. Exhale, fold forward. Palms to shins. And down. This time, please step your left foot way back foot flat on the floor, bend the right knee deeply, and bring yourself up into Warrior 2. Don't be afraid to bend that front leg. Good. We're going to add on to it this time. So keeping the front knee bending where it's at, bring your left hand down onto the leg behind you. Turn the right palm up and then reach the right arm up and back, coming into a reverse warrior. Again, the front knee is still bending strong. Good. Take a deep breath in here. And then with your exhale, carefully swim all the way forward, hands to the floor, and step back to downward facing dog. Take your time with that one. And then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, bend the elbows, chest press. Release the hips. Go ahead and lift up into locust, head, chest, and legs raise. And exhale, float down, curl the toes under, push up and back, downward dog. All right, so this time in down dog, lift your left leg up and step that left foot between the hands. Again, help it forward. Back foot turns flat to the floor. Bend the left knee strong. Reach forward with your right arm and let that draw you up and then sink you down into our warrior two on this side. So again, this time we'll add our reverse warrior. So keep the front knee bending. Take the right hand down onto the right leg. Turn the left palm up. Reach up and back. Keep bending the front knee. Reverse warrior. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale carefully, swim forward and step the right foot forward, coming back into the standing forward fold. Palms to shins, halfway up. And exhale, fold down. Please sweep the arms out to the side. Inhale, come all the way up. And palms together at the heart. Let's do that again. Inhale, sweep up. Swan dive. Halfway up, inhale. Exhale, release. This time step the right foot back. Back foot flat. Warrior two. Come on up. Sink on in. Right hand down, turn the left palm up. Reach the left arm up and over, reverse warrior. And then exhale, swim forward, step back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, chest press. Release the hips. Locust, rise. And down. Curl the toes under, push up. And back, downward facing dog. Once you get to down dog, lift the right leg up. And step that right foot forward. Turn the back foot flat to the floor. Bend the front knee, warrior two. Come on up. And sink on in. Beautiful. Left hand down, right palm turns up. Reach up and over, or up and back, I should say. Keep the front knee bending. And then exhale, swim all the way forward. Step the left foot forward. Once you're there, palms to shins, halfway rise. Exhale, release. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. And this time, just fold forward again. Going right into the next round. Palms to shins. Exhale down. Step the left foot back this time. Warrior two, bend the front knee, come on up. Sink on in. Bring the left hand down, bring the right arm up and back. And then exhale, swim all the way forward. Again, stepping back to downward facing dog. Moving through our middle flow, float down onto hands and knees, then do a chest press. Inhale, then exhale. Ground the pelvis, lift into locust. And release. Curl the toes under, push up and back. Downward facing dog. Once you've landed in down dog, the left leg lifts and steps. Back foot flat. Bend the front knee, warrior two. Come on up and sink. Right hand down, left hand lifts up and back, reverse warrior. And then exhale, swim forward, step forward, standing forward fold. Palms to shins, halfway up and down. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. And again, we're gonna fold right forward again. Just keep going. Palms to shins. Exhale, release and step the right foot back. Back foot flat. Bend the front knee, warrior two. Right hand down, left arm lifts up and back. And then downward facing dog, swimming forward and stepping the left foot back. Good, floating down onto hands and knees, then do a chest press. Ground the pelvis, lift the head, chest, and legs. And then release, curl the toes under, push up and back, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts and step it through. Again, help it forward, back foot flat, bend the front knee, come on up, warrior two. Left hand down, right arm up and back, reverse warrior. Good, then swim forward, step forward, standing forward fold, palms to shins, and down. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. And this time, palms to your heart. Working hard tonight. Feel sensation, breath rate, heart rate, noticing what's happening in your muscles, noticing what your mind says about all that. The mind always has something to say about all that. But just because you think it doesn't mean it has to be true. It's just a passing thought. Because we're gonna do one more round, so there's still a bit more to get through. And with this last round, as we normally do, we're gonna slow it down a bit. And we might even add some variations or some holds as well, okay? So let's go ahead and get centered again. You can find your breath, aware of the inhale, aware of the exhale. And heading into this final round from that more centered place. With your inhale, sweep the arms down, back and up. Swan dive. Palms to shins. And release. Step the left foot way back, prepping for your warrior two. Bend the right knee. Come on up. And sink on in. Now this is our first hold. You're going to turn the palms toward the ceiling again, helping to relax the shoulders. And turn your chin over your right shoulder, looking out beyond your right fingertips. Keep the front knee bending. And breathe. Where does your mind go when you have to hold this pose? Can you drop it back down into the breath, your mind? Can you drop it back into your breath? Can you keep the front knee bending as it is now and come into reverse warrior, taking the left hand down onto the back leg, reaching the right arm up and back? Can you turn the heart toward the ceiling a little bit more here as you bend that front knee? Can you breathe? If you're shaking, you're doing it right. Can you take a deep breath in? And let's swim forward carefully, and step back to downward facing dog. Let's stay in down dog for a minute. Just feel what that feels like to come out of that pose after the holding. Again, just aware of the feeling, not really what your mind has to say about the feeling. Sometimes we get wrapped up in the narrative. Sometimes something just is. Good. Go ahead and inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, chest press. Bring the hips down, hands are under the shoulders, squeeze the elbows in towards your sides. Go ahead and lift up into locust pose, head, chest, and legs, and we're gonna stay for about 5 deep breaths. So feel the shoulder blades working together, lift the heart, lift the inner thighs, breathe. Lift it a bit higher, one more breath. And don't collapse. Slowly exhale, release down. Take a moment here, breathe. Good. When you're ready, downward facing dog, curl the toes under, push up and back. We'll stay in down dog for a couple of breaths this time as well. Feeling what we got to feel here. And then to finish off this warrior series, lift your left leg high into the air and step your left foot forward. Back foot flat. Warrior two, come on up and sink on in and get comfortable. We're staying here for a bit. Don't be afraid to bend the front knee. It's okay to challenge yourself here. Turn the palms toward the ceiling and look out over your front fingertips, the left fingertips. Notice where the mind goes when we have to hold a posture. Usually it goes in one of two places. Either it identifies with the suffering or it dissociates from the suffering. The truth is you're not suffering. It's just uncomfortable. And we can sit with discomfort. We can breathe with discomfort. Changing our relationship to the catalyst. That's really what yoga teaches us. That and many other things, but that's one of the things right now. And can you keep the front knee bending as you bring the right hand onto the leg behind you and lift the left arm up and back. Reverse warrior. Don't be afraid to bend that front knee. You can do it. Turn the heart toward the ceiling. Breathe. Extend through the left fingertips. We're almost there. Can you take a deep breath in? And let's go ahead and swim forward and step forward, standing forward fold. Good job. We made it. First palms, the shins come halfway up here. And exhale, fold back down. And let's just drape over the legs for a bit. Gently bend the knees, allowing the upper body just to fold down over the legs. And there's a couple things you can do with the hands here or the arms. You can just hang them to the floor if that's working for you. You could also grab opposite elbows. That just adds a little bit more weight to the front body or the top of the body. Tractioning your back just a little bit more, not too much. And breathe. All right. If they're not there already, release the hands to the floor. Let's press palms to shins one more time. Come halfway up. Exhale, fold back down. And sweep the arms out to the side. Inhale, come all the way up. And palms to your heart. If it's all right with you, have the eyes closed for a moment and just again feel what's going on in the system. Where did you feel the strengthening? Where did you feel the stretch? Not getting lost in the narrative of what your mind thinks about all that, but just the reality. There's sensation or there's not sensation. It's observation without evaluation. Good. All right. Go ahead and bring yourself back. Hydrate if you need to. Good. And before we can bring ourselves back down to the floor, let's do a balancing posture. And this is for a couple of reasons. One, it's fun to do balancing postures. I feel like all of us collectively could benefit from it. And then the second reason is that it allows us to really become aware of what the mind is saying at certain points, because we can get frustrated very easily from balancing. And we hear all sorts of critical thoughts come through our minds. And our goal is to notice when that happens and not shut it down. We're not being critical of criticism, but just to like bring your awareness back to your breath. Just kind of like leave it and come back to yourself. Okay. So allow your feet to stack underneath your hips. Feel your feet grounded and rooted to the earth. And then you're going to shift the weight of your body over into your left foot. Now, this works if you helps to work if you focus your eyes to a single non-moving point in front of you. Your hands can be on your hips. And when you're ready, lift your right knee up toward the chest as high as you can. And that might just be bringing the foot off the ground an inch or two. Okay? Do what you can here. Try to keep the heart lifting and breathe. Because if you don't breathe here, you'll pass out and fall, which is not balancing. So we learn to do it breathing. I've been telling that joke for like 13 years. Still gets me. And if you fall, of course, just take your time coming back into it. Again, don't let that frustration overwhelm you. It's just a practice. We're not trying to achieve anything here. And then place the right foot down as you're ready. Now, here's another thing the mind will start noticing is that we have different muscle definition on different sides of our bodies. So as we go into the second side, it's either going to be harder or easier. You get to see which one is which, but don't even judge that. You know, one side is more developed than the other for certain reasons. We don't have to say that one leg is bad. Okay. So grounding into the right foot, you're going to start to lift the left knee again as high as you can, which might only be an inch off the ground, might be all the way up. Either way, lift the heart and focus the eyes and breathe. Again, if you fall, take your time coming back in. Try not to let the frustration overwhelm you or whatever emotion might be taking over. Usually it's frustration, but it might be something else for you. Sometimes anger comes up. And that's okay too. That's okay too. One more breath. And then carefully bring that foot back down. And let's just fold over the legs. From this posture, please step to downward facing dog, however you need to do that on your mat to get there. Downward facing dog. And then float gently down onto hands and knees. Release the feet, child's pose, seat to the heels, forehead down. Okay. So in child's pose, please again bring your arms down by your sides, palms face up. And we'll play around with hero's pose one more time. I told you to come back. So with your next inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, lift up onto the knees, reach the arms up and over, turn the chest toward the ceiling, and exhale, release down. Again, inhale, come back up, hero's pose, reaching up. And exhale, releasing down. Last time, reach up. And we're going to stay this time. You're allowing the thumbs to drop back behind you. This is pressing the shoulder blades into the mid back, turning the heart toward the ceiling. And as you do so, draw your tailbone under slightly, shrug it under slightly to stabilize the lower back. Last breath. And then exhale carefully, slowly fold forward and down. Good job. Take some deep breaths here as you're in child's pose, especially into your back body. Good, all right. So rolling yourself up again, take your time. We're gonna come onto our backs for the last couple of postures. So go ahead and come to lay down. It's almost time for our nap, but we're getting a couple more things to do, just a couple more. So take your time getting there again, but when you're ready, bring your knees into your chest. And it might feel good to feel the muscles around the spine pressing into the floor. We've actually worked the spine pretty hard tonight. And to help bring some relief to it, we're just going to spend some time in some twists. So just a normal lying twist. Take your arms out to the sides. Take a deep breath in. And then go ahead and drop the knees to your left side. Relax them down. And as you do so, try to anchor your right shoulder back down onto your mat. If anything, the right elbow. And if it's comfortable on your neck, you can turn the chin to the right. Okay, when you're ready, please carefully unwind, bring the knees back to center, hug them in for a moment. And then we will do the other side, taking your arms back out. This time the knees fall towards your right side. Relax them down. Anchor your left shoulder and your left elbow behind you, and maybe even turning the chin to the left. All right, as you're ready, carefully unwind. Hug the knees in again. And holding onto the knees or the shins, take a deep breath in. Exhale, curl the chin in toward the throat, lift the forehead up toward the knees, coming to a little bit of a crunch, and then get a tighter grip on the knees or the shins. Hold down closer to the ankles or wrap further across. And holding onto that deeper hold or grip, release back down onto your back, head and shoulders. And you'll feel more tractioning in your lower back. And now, if you have the space to increase that even more, it's okay if you don't, but if you do, think about flattening your lower back down to the floor. Roll it back down if you can. And then when you feel complete in this posture, go ahead and release and extend your legs down to the floor and make any final adjustments to rest comfortably here on your back for about 5 minutes or so. Feeling your body uncross, letting the toes flop out to the side, your arms resting by your sides, palms face up. Relax any clenching in your teeth, and relax any tension behind your eyes. And then let your awareness ground in again. Be aware of those points of contact your body makes with the floor, the heels, the backs of the calves, the hips, the shoulder blades, the backs of the arms and hands, the back of your head. Feel supported by these points. The earth rising up to hold you in this moment. There's nothing you need to hold on to. There's nothing you need to do. Just surrender. The spine doesn't even need to hold you up right now. You are completely supported. Let go. Let go. To help the mind also let go, I'd like you just to be aware of your breath. More specifically, the breath in the belly. You can imagine that you set your consciousness right on top of the navel. With the inhale, you feel it rise. To exhale, you feel it release. Rise and release. Peace. 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 Please begin to take a deeper, fuller breath, making some gentle movements in the hands and the feet, the arms and legs, bringing your awareness back to your body back to your space. You can roll to your right side as you're ready. Bringing yourself up to a seat when you feel complete here. So once you're in a seat, bring your palms together, lower your chin, and to honor yourself for all of this work you've done here tonight, all those warriors, feeling gratitude for all of that effort that you put forth. And may that effort and this practice continue to serve you. So until next time, namaste.